Let me share with you the anatomy of Fox propaganda and how they are leveraging all of their resources to prop up Donald Trump's effort to try to repeal Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. Let me explain how they're tying this to the murder charges against Luigi Mangione and somehow blaming Obamacare for those murder charges. I'm going to link it all together right now. So here's what Fox is doing. So first, though, over the weekend, you probably know by now, based on our reporting and others, Donald Trump went on Meet the Press. Kristen Welker asked him the following: do you have an actual plan at this point for healthcare? Donald Trump's response over the weekend: yes, we have concepts of a plan that will be better. Kristen Welker's response: still just concepts? Do you have a fully developed plan? And Trump said, no, we don't need one at this point. Remember, Donald Trump tried to repeal Obamacare during his first term. The late, great Senator John McCain blocked Donald Trump from repealing Obamacare. Had Obamacare been repealed, Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act, to be very clear. Had that been repealed, tens of millions of Americans would have no health care, and also insurance companies could freely discriminate once again on the basis of pre-existing conditions and just allow people to die who have pre-existing conditions. So in Project 2025, it calls for repealing Obamacare, getting rid of the Affordable Care Act, and throwing people on the streets and letting people die. That's in the Project 2025 healthcare section. Donald Trump's going to try to repeal it. He probably will. But let me show you how Fox is using the Luigi Mangione situation to try to do that. Take a look at Hannity. This was a message that was pumped out. And if you watch Fox, and I don't encourage you to do so, I'll do it for you. And I'm not going to play you many clips. I just want to show you what's going down and how they are brainwashing their viewers. Hannity here during his program in the evening basically says all of these problems, right, that Luigi Mangione was upset about, it actually comes from Obamacare's failure. And so that is how they start programming the message into their followers that they've already got brainwashed. Okay, I guess we need to get rid of Obamacare. They recognize that healthcare is a major issue for people. And so now they're trying to say on Fox, by linking Obamacare to the shooting. How nefarious. But watch what they do here. Watch Hannity. Play the clip.
Only so much people can take. Now, we could talk about the problems with the healthcare industry, which are very real for people. And I would argue in part because of Obamacare's failure, the lack of innovative ideas like health savings accounts, healthcare cooperatives. There's one in Wichita, Kansas. It's been duplicated all over the country. Concierge care, $50 a month. You get catastrophic coverage. And guess what? That'll cover just about everything. We don't talk about innovative healthcare ideas.
And by the way, that was a consistent message. So here was earlier in the day, they had a Fox senior medical analyst, that's what they call him, Dr. Mark Siegel, go on and watch what he says here, kind of blaming it on like Hillary Clinton and saying, you know, remember Hillary Clinton in the 90s with HMOs where no doctors get paid anymore? Play this clip.
The most important point I want to make is how dare the Democrats talk about this being anger towards a healthcare system that they broke. I mean, United Healthcare, HMOs. You remember Hillary Clinton in the 1990 with the HMOs where no doctors get paid anymore, where insurance runs the world? That's the Democrats' fault that did that. And now they're saying, oh, this anger is justified. Murderous anger is never justified.
Well said. If only you could impart that wisdom to some in the media.
Okay, remember, they're trying to flip the whole script here. You know, Hillary Clinton, former President Barack Obama, President Biden, they have been all about trying to lower prescription drug prices, make medical services as cheap as possible, allow access to medical care to be as cheap, if not free. That's been Biden's initiative. I mean, one of Biden's initiatives is to allow the government to negotiate on behalf of Medicare to reduce prescription drug prices. Now, what's going on right now, though, on Capitol Hill? Over the past few weeks, Elon Musk, an unelected co-president right now, that's what exists, the wealthiest man in the world, he goes on Congress, and just listen to what they say here. Play this clip.
Nothing is sacrosanct. Nothing. They're going to put everything on the table. That's what they told lawmakers. Everything is on the table, and that includes Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Did you hear that? He says Social Security, Medicare, healthcare, it's all on the table.
One of the single biggest predictors of how long you'll live and how good you feel while living is your metabolic health. Now, I strongly believe that you can't manage what you don't measure, and metabolic health can be difficult to measure. This is why I use Levels to track my daily health metrics and habits and ultimately optimize my metabolic health. Levels helps me understand how my food and lifestyle decisions are impacting my health. In the short term, I use Levels to optimize my energy levels during the day and manage my weight. In the long term, I'm thinking about the many chronic diseases that are directly linked to metabolic health, including diabetes, heart disease, and Alzheimer's. I use Levels with a continuous glucose monitor to get my own personalized data, which I found to be really powerful to understand my own unique physiology. But you can also now use Levels without a continuous glucose monitor. I never realized how much pasta could really spike my glucose until I started using Levels. Levels has completely changed how and what I consume each day. The health and energy improvements I've seen since starting this journey has been a complete game changer. Levels has recently launched some exciting new features to help track your macros, protein, fiber, fat, carbohydrates, and sugar, and create daily habits around your health goals. They also provide insights based on trends in your health metrics to help guide you to make the best decisions that will have a positive impact on your health. Metabolic health is about glucose and much more, and Levels now helps you keep track of it all. Now is a great time to get started if you've been waiting for the right time to join Levels to improve your metabolic health. Right now, Levels is offering my listeners an additional 2 free months of the Levels annual membership when you use my link, levels.link/Meidas. I don't know how long this offer is going to last, so if you've been interested in learning more about your metabolic health, now is the time to get started. Levels.link/Meidas. And by the way, the MAGA Republicans, while Fox pushes and tries to link this message with Luigi Mangione, think about how nefarious it is what they're doing. While they're doing that, you then have the MAGA Republican Congress members on as well, and they're basically saying, look, we got to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. We got to have a hard look at it. This is MAGA Republican Congress member Richard McCormick. Play this clip.
The problem with the Democrats is they've never run out of things that they can give away for free, quote unquote. When you talk about $1 trillion in debt payment just on interest alone every year, we can't just talk about the military, though. And the military can do some things better. We can save some money just in the way of contract. We can be careful that we don't decrease our abilities because China is right on our heels. However, if you talk about 75% of the budget, 75% is non-discretionary. We're going to have some hard decisions. We got to bring the Democrats in and talk about Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. There's hundreds of billions of dollars to be saved, and we know how to do it. We just have to have the stomach to actually take those challenges on. But we can't just talk about our discretionary budget. That's less than 25% of our budget. We have to have some real hard discussions.
Well, we talk about this all the time.
You know, it's so interesting, or interesting is probably not the word. You know, Congress member McCormick, he did that cross-examination of DeJoy and actually did a good job. So you're like, okay, McCormick, you know, did a good cross-examination of DeJoy, the postmaster, but then McCormick says that? And McCormick's a former physician. Like, how out of touch can you be? Here's MAGA Republican Mark Alford saying that Social Security and Medicare is on the table to get cut. Play this clip.
And so we've got to right the ship, and it's going to mean cuts. It's going to mean cuts to the 24% of the discretionary spending that we have. And it's also going to mean looking long term at the front end of some programs like Social Security and Medicare, not taking anyone off of what they paid into so far. But there is some waste, abuse, and fraud in Medicare that we can take those numbers back and add to our general coffers and our treasury. And on the front end on Social Security, I think there's a way when people are living longer, they're retiring later, that on the front end, we can move that retirement age back a little bit.
Here's a post from just the other day. You know, over 21 million people are enrolled in Medicaid via the ACA Medicaid expansion in 41 states, including DC. Nearly a quarter of all people on Medicaid. Any potential effort to cut repeal federal financing for the expansion would affect red and blue states alike. Just zoom in on any state here. Floridians. 453,000 Floridians, including 32,000 children, could lose health insurance if Republicans in Congress let the ACA subsidies expire. Families can't afford these devastating cuts. It's time to stand up for affordable health care. Trump's got no plan. He's trying to gut it. And now Fox is trying to link Luigi Mangione to Obamacare, and they're doing that to try to get rid of Obamacare. That's how they operate. And they try to program people with whatever the kind of current news is to undermine, and use whatever it is to undermine programs that help people. I mean, it's really disgusting stuff right there. But I wanted to show you how it's done and what they're doing and how they pump that. I could show you close to a dozen more clips of them doing that throughout the day, but I think you get the point. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.